Hi and welcome back to Cheeky Crypto. My name's Chris and it's fantastic to have you back with us for another video. And in today's video, we're going to have a look at Harmony One. Lots going on, lots of different articles to take a look at. If you enjoy this sort of content, mash up that like button. It really does support the channel. It helps push out the content to like-minded individuals. We really do appreciate it. And if you haven't subscribed already, subscribe, tap that bell, select all the notifications so you never miss a video. Right, let's get down to the desktop. So we're at CoinMarketCap and we're just sort of seeing a reversal after the big pullback. Harmony is ranked 62nd by market cap and it's now 0.1396, up 1.2% at the time of recording. Obviously the market pulled back and there was lots going on, which hasn't been fantastic, right? But, we were expecting that reversal. So, one to earn, really like this. I want to sort of talk about DAOs. I've got a unique insight to DAOs. Bearing in mind I'm currently a governor coming to the end of my term on the creative DAO. It's been really interesting, but let's sort of get into this article, the one to earn for builders and creatives. Not going to read through all of it, but basically in a nutshell, you can be coordinating bounties and earning like $185 an hour for like 30 hours. I guess that's weekly. Completing your bounties, again, $110, 35 hours. You could do, be a contributor, $75 an hour. And again, you've got your public timesheets and penalty and so forth, right? So lots to sort of go through here, right? And obviously I think this is fantastic, right? Because Harmony's got a really big community. And I think DAOs is a fantastic way to engage the community. But I've got a unique sort of view on it now because, I'm coming to the end of the term on the creative DAO, right? And I want to say that it isn't always plain sailing, right? And, the DAO that I was on pretty much hasn't really had any funding for I don't know how long now. Which has been a real frustration for me, somebody that's not really doing it for that money that's listed there, but more because actually I've already got a big sort of investment in Harmony and I want to see it do really, really well. But, I'm a content creator, so I also want to get really good insight into how DAOs operate so I can sort of articulate it to you guys really, really well. Now, with all this said, right, like, I think, there's going to be learnings along the way, right? So, I'm always going to be, throwing praise where praise is due, but I'm also going to always be critical, right? And I'm not being critical to put the project or the project team or the governors or, people that are involved in the management of DAOs down. I'm doing it because actually I want the DAOs to be successful. I want the project to be successful. And sometimes, like, some things just need to be said. But, I thought it was unacceptable to, leave it 2 months or so before dealing with any issues, that you're not happy with and just not, sort of sorting out the funding earlier. I'm frustrated because we didn't get to do the stuff that we would have liked to have done, to support with the marketing for Harmony. Sat here now with all the contacts that I have, the knowledge of YouTube and algorithms and all that wonderful stuff, really just wasn't utilized. And for me, that's just really disappointing. But, I'm coming to the end of my term. We had a really good call the other day and it looks like the DAO is going to get funding finally. It's a bit late for me to really benefit from, the understanding of how things work in the background and all that sort of stuff. But, I think there's lots of learnings to have been taken from this situation, right? And hopefully they can move forward with a new set of governors and do a remarkable job for Harmony. And with all that said, I think it's a fantastic way to engage the community. But what I would say is it needs to be done right. It needs to be set up from the outset correctly, articulating that, you don't really want creators, as governors on the DAO. You really want project managers as governors on the DAO, and then you want the community doing the creative stuff, right? So for me, ultra disappointing from my involvement in a particular DAO. But ultimately, you know, I look forward to seeing how they all progress. I wish them all the best. I want them to do really well. You know, I want the marketing to continue to improve, and I think it has improved. You know, I was very critical about it in the early days when we first invested, but ultimately it has improved, and I think it's going to continue to do so. I just hope that, you know, they make the learnings from the first sort of set of governors on the initial DAOs, improve that, because as much as it can engage people, it can definitely disengage people. You know, I found myself sat in a meeting completely disengaged, disillusioned, not really wanting to be there, and ultimately, you know, this is somebody that's a big supporter of the project. They managed to really disengage me, and you know, that's sad for me. But ultimately, I want this project to be successful. I think the DAOs will be successful, but you know, hopefully people hear what I'm saying on this video, and make the relevant changes to you know, make it a success. So yeah, ultimately DAOs, I think they're fantastic. I think they're a great way to engage the community. I'd like to see, you know, more output from you know, the team at 𝗲𝗠𝗧 to support the people on the DAOs. You know, I think having everything public is fantastic, but you know, sometimes the criticism that people working on DAOs isn't always, you know, fairly due, and you know, people don't always understand the I guess the daily challenges behind, you know, being involved in one of these DAOs. So yeah, really interesting. I think there was only like 3 of us left on the DAO, because obviously the funding wasn't there. So, you know, it was really difficult to get stuff done. The next thing I want to sort of talk about is 𝗲𝗠𝗪 investing in 𝗕𝗘𝗪𝗠𝗪, I guess that's how you say it, sports gaming metaverse. Again, really like the fact that, you know, they're invested in these sorts of projects. I'll link it in the description of the video. I think metaverse is going to be huge. I think people investing in the right metaverse projects are going to do really, really well in the short, medium and long term. But ultimately it's super early, right? And there's a lot of people banding around play to earn games as metaverses when they're just games, right? You know, what is a metaverse? A metaverse is like a whole collective where anybody can kind of go in. It's one place, not, you know, everything going off in different directions, doing their own thing, which is great for the turnover for each individual project, but it isn't a metaverse. So, you know, just be careful, you know, what you're investing in. Make sure that you invest in the ones that you think are going to do really, really well. And, you know, make sure that they are actually metaverses and not just games. The other one to sort of highlight here is 𝗲𝗠𝗪 combines, you know, I guess, you know, a mixture of different features, probably a lot to do with the gaming aspect, right? We've seen this with the likes of DeFi Kingdoms. You know, we highlighted that super early. The other ones that, you know, sort of come to mind is Mars Colony is one that Nick and myself are heavily into at the moment. Lambo NFT, there's Whales, there's all sorts of different you know, projects out there. This one's Boss Swap Finance. I don't know much about this one. I'm not sure if this is a paid article, but you know, maybe one to go do some research on. Ultimately there's lots going on 𝗲𝗠𝗪 with all the funding that's available, all of the, you know, opportunity that is there. There's going to be so many more projects sort of onboarding onto the 𝗲𝗠𝗪 ecosystem. So it's a really exciting time. Next one is we've got here is 𝗲𝗠𝗪 partnering with Morphware, a peer-to-peer computing power network for AI. Again, I talk about AI quite a lot. I like Singularity Net, Singularity DAO, NuNet, all those sorts of projects that utilize in AI. I think, you know, AI has a really good and really good opportunity on 𝗲𝗠𝗪 with everything that 𝗲𝗠𝗪's got from an infrastructure sort of viewpoint. I do think that, you know, projects with AI could do really well. I also think that, you know, it's going to be interesting to see what 𝗲𝗠𝗪 leverage from this particular partnership. So one to keep an eye on. I'll link everything in the description of the video. And then I just want to take a moment to look at total value locked. Currently at $726.42 million, down 5.33% in the last 24 hours. DeFi Kingdoms is currently at 37.09% for dominance, and the ecosystem has grown massively, and it's going to continue to grow with all that funding that's available. I'm so bullish on Harmony. I think, you know, they're doing an awful lot of things right, even if I'm being critical, you know, of you know, the running of DAOs currently. Ultimately, I think overall, you know, those little kinks in the DAOs will get resolved, and I think they'll go on and they'll be strong and they'll do really well. And I think that's to be expected, right? Like, don't take my criticism to heart. Like, these things are brand new, right? Nobody really knows what they're walking into. They walk in and they learn as they go. And I think it needs to be a more supportive environment. That's my opinion. I think that's what will happen. I think, you know, that you're gonna have learnings along the way. But ultimately, my belief is that, you know, DAOs are going to be something that is very engaging for what is already an engaged community. It's going to be even more engaged. Yeah, you're going to see more content being created by new people that perhaps haven't made content on Harmony before. I am looking to see everything that, you know, I was quite critical of early on, you know, around marketing. We've already seen it improve, but I'm looking forward to seeing the next sort of iterations of marketing. I think it's going to be immense. I love seeing all the events that they're going to and the stuff that they're doing at the events. It's really interesting, really exciting. And, you know, that's not even focusing on the actual tech side of things, which is awesome. So, yeah, I think overall this project is huge. I think it's going to continue to do really well. And ultimately, you know, when I look at the price, I think it's a steal. I'm not a financial advisor. It's just my opinion. But with everything that I talk about, you know, in regards to Harmony, you know, where it is now, you know, from a fundamental and technical point of view, it's more superior than when it was at its all-time high. So, you know, I look at those metrics and I kind of feel like, yeah, this is a good time for Harmony. I'm really excited to see how things go. I hope today's video was useful, it was educational, and all that wonderful stuff. If it was, mash up that like button, subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, tap in that bell, selecting all the notifications so you never miss a video, and I'll catch you in the next one. Take care.